Hello everyone, welcome back to Mr. Hall Storytime. Today we are doing a new book. Hopefully you enjoyed Horrid Henry last time. I've tried to choose a book that is funny, one that a lot of people will enjoy, because I think that's important at these times. So the slow reveal, can you guess what the book is from this? Do you know what it is? There's another clue. David Walliams. We're going to read Thing, an explosively funny tale illustrated by Tony Ross. I know some of you love David Walliams and his silliness. So the blurb says, this is a story of a child who had everything but still wanted more. Just one thing. Thing, not thing. Okay. Excited because I haven't read this yet. Okay, we'll start off with the characters. There you go. I'm not going to go through them all, but you can see these are the people. They're not actually the characters. These are the people who helped write the book or illustrate the book. But obviously they've been created into characters like David Walliams' characters in his books. Now we're saying it's the characters. Here's Mr. Meek. Here's Mrs. Meek. I wonder what you can tell about the characters just by looking at the pictures. See, Mr. Meek looks a bit scruffy there. Wearing sandals and trousers. How strange. Oh, this looks like a lovely girl who always behaves. This is Myrtle Meek. And a thing. Alright. This is the story of a child who had everything but still wanted more. So the prologue. Let's introduce the story a little bit. Sometimes perfectly nice parents have children who are monsters. Meet the Meeks. This is father, Mr. Morris Meek, and that's the one we saw a minute ago. There he is. As his name suggests, Mr. Meek is a mild-mannered man. That's the word meek, by the way. He likes to wear socks with his sandals and would not dare to eat a peach in public. Mr. Meek works as a librarian. He loves libraries. They're quiet like him. This is a man who wouldn't say boo to a goose, or indeed any species of bird. Now the mother. Morris Meek, and here is Meredith Meek. This is the mother, Mrs. Meredith Meek. She wears her glasses on a chain around her neck. The most embarrassing moment of her life was when she once sneezed on a bus. Gosh, and everybody turned around to look at her. It will not surprise you to learn that she is also a librarian. Meredith met Morris at the library. They were both so painfully shy that they never spoke a word to each other for the first 10 years of working there. Eventually, across the poetry aisle, Morris and Meredith fell in love. Some years later, they were married, and some years after that, they had a baby girl. There we are, Meredith and Morris meeting in the library, falling in love, and then they had a baby girl. Oh gosh, can't imagine having a baby girl. I can. Not theirs. There's Myrtle Meek. So remember, two quiet, meek characters suddenly have a loud child. This is their daughter, Myrtle. You might be thinking that nothing could be sweeter than their little baby girl. Wrong. From the moment she was born, Myrtle was an absolute horror. Whatever she was given, dummies, cuddly toys, rubber duckies, the baby demanded more. Myrtle's first ever word was "more," and she uttered it on the very day she was born. It was more milk baby Myrtle was demanding, even though she had already guzzled a gallon. More was a word the infant would say over and over again. More, more, more! Being meek by name and meek by nature, Morris and Meredith didn't dare stand up to their monster of a child. Whatever baby Myrtle wanted, baby Myrtle got. Her parents bought their baby daughter toys and more toys, even though she would instantly smash them to pieces. Bash, bish, bosh, bash. More, more, more! As a toddler, they gave their daughters crayons and more crayons. Myrtle would use them to scrawl all over the walls, scratch, before snapping them in two. Snap! More, more, more! As she grew bigger and bigger, and bigger still, Mr. and Mrs. Meek would feed Myrtle chocolate biscuit after chocolate biscuit after chocolate biscuit. More and more and more. Even though Myrtle would take great delight in spitting the crumbs back in their faces. Blech! More, more, more! That brings us on to part 1. The chapter is called More, More, More. I think that must be her bedroom. Chapter 1. Howling. Oh gosh, here goes the timeline of her life. So growing up. I think we're going to find out a little bit more about Myrtle. The years passed. Mr. and Mrs. Meek secretly hoped that their daughter was just going through a phase. But this phase was not over. This phase was not one she ever grew out of. In fact, Myrtle's behaviour became worse and worse over the years. The nasty noughts turned into the outrageous ones. Then followed the terrible twos and the tumultuous threes. After the fearsome fours and the frightful fives came the sickening sixes and the spiteful sevens. Then there were the egregious eights and the noisy nines. Oh my word, they were noisy. Now 9, Myrtle would wake her parents up every morning by howling. I hope you don't do that for your parents. I want my teddy! I want my pony! I want a suitcase full of money! The girl would make such a din that the little Meek family house would actually shake. Books would fly off the shelves. Whoosh, bonk! Oh. Pictures would fall off the walls. Dunk, shatter. Plaster would shower down from the ceiling. Crumble, dunk. Poor Mr. and Mrs. Meek would be hurled out of bed. Doof, doof. They would scramble to their feet and immediately run around doing their daughter's bidding. They gave Myrtle everything, but everything was never enough. Oh no, the girl wanted one more thing? Okay, we'll stop there for today and we'll carry on tomorrow. Hopefully you enjoy the choice of book. I'm intrigued to see what happens because I've never read it before, and hopefully you can start thinking about how this book is going to turn out, what's going to happen in the story. We know what the characters are like now, so what could happen? Okay, thank you for listening, and I'll see you again tomorrow.